Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another guide. Today we are looking at Manchester City. Just click continue and keep going until you win the league, I think. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, we'll do a proper read through. We'll have a look and see areas that need to be strengthened. I heard the burger van's a bit shit. That's all I've got. I'm going to spend 100 million on a new burger van, chef. That's about it. I'm assuming the board will expect us to win the league this season. It would be weird if it was otherwise. Okay, so that's the big pressure. Obviously, even with the best team, you can have injuries. You can not quite find a tactic that's working. So there is definite pressure on having a team that expects to win the league, no matter how good it is. Minimum expectation is the final of the FA Cup. Charity Shield, who cares? League Cup, who cares? Champions League, semi-final, which is the same as Liverpool. So interesting that they want to win the league and semi-final. Liverpool like top four, but they still want semi-final of the Champions League. How much money, boys? Yeah, you'd expect more, wouldn't you? We do have 400 or 350 grand to spend on wages. 56 million is not bad, is it? Like, let's not 57 million. That's not. You know, we'll get by on it. As for the staff, pretty good. We've got space for one more. The scouting department definitely needs work. We've got loads of room, but there's also probably some really shitty scouts. And the medical team, best in the league. Just don't touch it. Just renew contracts so you don't have to worry about it. Team report. Could do with more than just Fernandinho playing defensive midfield. There's not a great deal of depth outside the first team amongst players currently in the club. Depth in goal, depth at right back. Okay, we'll see. Not that I'm disagreeing with you, game, but right. Okay, goalkeepers. Ederson, absolute beast of a goalkeeper. 3.5 star, 4.5 star potential. Absolute beast. Distribution is amazing. So you can play any way you want with him. You can have him rolling it out, or you can even long kick it because he's so good at it, depending on the style of football you want to play. And we've got Claudia Bravo, who is injured for 7 months. So that actually could be an issue because this guy's pretty turd. So if Ederson gets an injury, you know, we've got to win the league. You can't afford to have this guy sitting in for 10 games. So that could be definitely an issue, whether it's just a loanee or somebody. We'll have a look in the reserves as well, in the under-23s and 18s, just to see if there's any bright talent. We've got Vinny Company, monster of a centre-back, slightly injury-prone, but, you know, he's got a big forehead. What more do you want from a centre-back? Then we've got Otamendi, 30 years old now, but an absolute beast of a centre-back. I don't need to show you too much detail on these guys because they're all really good. We've got Mangala, who's still at the club, bless him. He's out for 2 months, but he's a solid centre-back option. He's a decent third, fourth choice. Not too worried about that. And John Stones, an English player that's playing in Man City, always good. And Laporte, it's just disgusting, isn't it? It's just disgusting. It's cheating. They're just holding the good players, aren't they? Yeah, okay, centre-backs, we're good. But bearing in mind, in the next couple of years, we need to replace these two. At right-back, we have Kyle Walker, absolutely rapid, solid player. If unspectacular, his main strength is the fact he's very quick. Other than that, he's just a decent Premier League player. So maybe we could strengthen there. We've got Danilo, who's out for 5 weeks, he's 2-footed, so he can play perfect bench sitter. I love a 2-footed full-back bench sitter. You can just do both jobs there. Lovely. Then we've got Benjamin Mendy. Excuse me. Who's very good going forward. Pretty rapid as well. I really like him. 3 stars a little bit. And they say he's got no real potential to improve, but he's 23. That's a bit of a shame. But I think he's very good. I think we can all agree there. Obviously, Fabian Delph, we know, is now a left-back. Who knew? He could do a job, but obviously not great. But he's another British player, and I don't mind because obviously we've got Champions League. We need to keep a relatively large squad. So having him as a central midfielder and left-back filling in is fine. We got Fernandinho, who's a solid defensive midfielder. We got Godongan, who's... Keep him because it's fun to say his name, but he's a very good playmaker. That's kind of his strength. He's got first touch, passing, technique and vision. All does that sort of stuff. Going forward, 11 finishing, 11 long shots, he's okay. I probably wouldn't play him as a number 10. He's not really got the pace to play as a winger. Maybe as an inside forward, he'd definitely do a job, but I think he's definitely more of a central midfielder. Then we've got Zinchenko, who's actually loan listed, one of the youngsters through the team, and I'd probably just send him off on loan. Then we have Dr. Bernardo Silva, who's turning into a little short-assed beast of a player. Absolutely brilliant. He's actually really good, isn't he? There's no real... You can play him as a striker if you wanted to be quite honest. He has, other than aerially, he's aerially challenged and he's not going to defend anything. Any attacking position, regardless of if it suits him or not, just train him in the role. He can play anything. So that gives you the freedom. David Silva, what do you say about him? He's really good. Same again. Identical. He's like an older version of Bernardo Silva, aerially challenged, but everything else is absolutely amazing. Probably my favourite player outside of Liverpool in the Premier League is KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. Does start 4 months out, but this is your number 10 guy for me, or outside if you're not going to use a number 10, but he's a monster. Raheem, I can't finish Sterling, whose pace is kind of a bit more one-trick pony-esque in his play. He's rapid. He's like having just done the guide for Everton, he's like a better Theo Walcott. I'm not sure if that's a nice thing to say or not, but he's obviously very good. But that's sort of the player I might look to cash in on because he's not as well-rounded. Obviously, we've got another new player, Riyad Mahrez, absolute solid inside forward type player. Leroy Sané. Oh, this is just... I feel horrible. Look at it. It's just so good. Who's amazing at dribbling. He beats players for fun. Plays on that left-hand side, cutting inside. I think it's perfect for him. And then up front, we've got the experience in Sergio Aguero. And then we have Gabriel Jesus as the sort of wonder kid eventual replacement for him. God, that's disgusting, isn't it? Right. Okay, we got £15 million. We don't have the biggest squad, to be fair. Let's have a quick look in the under-23s. I bet there's a lot of shite in here, isn't there? Okay, Phil Foden for a start. Right, look, Phil... Let's have a look at him, and then we'll chuck him in. The physicals are a bit... He's only 18. Obviously, the physicals will naturally improve with young players, but they're a little bit disappointing. But everything else is superb. For an 18-year-old, he's going to definitely be a bit of a beastie. So he goes in there like that. Anybody else? Brahim Diaz. There might be a few other hidden gems here. I'm not going to go through every one of the young sort of players, but... 18 years old. This guy is a beast as well, isn't he? It's cheating. It's cheating. I'm not even going to look. I don't want to look anymore, right? There is quite a lot of crap in here as well, but they're valued at some decent amounts, so you might be able to make a few million just from getting rid of all the chaff, to be quite honest. The youth team, however, is less good. Actually pretty shit. So I feel better about that. So what sort of tactic do we play? I think we're definitely looking at playing one up top. I feel like I always try to give a basic shape that I like. And this is just based on looking at the team. If I was to play as Manchester City, I might totally change my ideas. But so many teams, so many players and teams seem to suit this formation. And I can't not go with this formation. I'm not talking about roles. I'm just thinking about basic shape. Because we've got Aguero up front. We've got all those wide players that are really good. We've got Kevin De Bruyne playing in behind. There's no other reason that we would pick something else, to be quite frank. You could potentially do that, but then are you playing Kevin De Bruyne out wide? Are you playing him deeper? I think this is the perfect spot for him if you can get it to work. And then have like Sané and Sterling and all that sort of stuff. It might be my own bias, but I might cash in on Sterling. Probably is. It definitely is my own bias. But he's worth 62 million quid. And you could, we're Man City, right? Champions. Okay, we're in the Champions League. We've got quite a pull now. If we have just a quick look at scouting to sort of see the sort of players that would come to us. Let's go to doubtful so we can get like Neymar. Is going to come to us. Gareth Bale, Hazard, Luis Suarez. Don't buy Luis Suarez. He's Liverpool's. You can't touch him. There's a lot of players. So where are we going with this system? They said that there was only Fernandinho as the DM, but we're not even. We're going to make one of these guys more defensive. Because I think we can dominate nearly like 95% of teams. I don't think unless we're holding on to a game, we can go to that. But I don't think we'll ever sort of need to do that. For me, I think it's probably fullbacks, you know. I think that's probably where I'd concentrate the money, especially because this tactic aligns itself really well with good fullbacks. Sometimes when you're using a system that just, say, has a fullback support, it doesn't matter if they're not world class. A decent player will get by. But if we're going to be playing, let's say, Sané on this left-hand side as an inside forward, we're going to tell him to play narrower so he really helps out, then we need this guy to be able to run up and down all day long, like world-class left-back. So I think that's maybe where I'd go for the first season. World-class fullbacks, and then next season, because obviously, you know, Kompany's getting on a bit now. He's getting a bit injury-prone. Otamendi maybe cash in on him while he's still got a good value and buy another sort of world-class centre-back. But they're just really good. But like I said, obviously, goalkeeper. I'd spend a few £1 million on getting a decent backup. I'd just chuck this guy out on loan. I don't think he's ever going to really make it, but I'd get a decent goalkeeper as backup. You know, somebody that's just transfer listed. Or you could go the other way and get a wonder kid. But Ederson's only 24, so he's here for the next 10 years anyway. So, yeah, I'm going fullbacks. That's where I'm going. But I want you guys to get involved in the comments. Let me know what you'd do with Manchester City. If you're doing a Man City save, if you did a beta save or an FM18 save, tell us what worked, what didn't, what tactics, transfers, all that sort of good stuff. Would you cash in on Raheem Sterling? Get rid of the Judas? I'm still bitter. Right, there we go, my friends. Man City is done. Although it's an amazing team and it's got money and all that sort of good stuff, whenever the minimum expectation is to win the league, it can always be a bit tricky. Like I said, with an injury crisis, you know, if we lost Ederson and don't buy another goalkeeper, we're a bit screwed, all that sort of stuff. So there is always a challenge to the top teams, but yeah, they're really good. You really should win the league, although Liverpool are quite good as well. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.